After the end of World War II in 1945, the world entered a new era of global competition. The war had destroyed many nations, but it also triggered one of the most intense scientific races in history. The United States and the Soviet Union were no longer just allies who had defeated Nazi Germany together. They were becoming rivals in what would soon be called the Cold War. In this tense environment, both superpowers realized something extremely important. The future of global power would depend on science and technology. Rocket technology, nuclear weapons, and advanced engineering would determine which country would dominate the world. But there was one problem. The most advanced rocket scientists in the world were not American or Soviet, they were German. Despite their controversial past, the United States made a shocking decision. Instead of punishing these scientists, they secretly brought them to America. This secret recruitment program became known as Operation Paperclip, one of the most controversial intelligence operations in modern history. The scientific legacy of Nazi Germany during World War II, Nazi Germany invested heavily in advanced technology and weapons. Under the leadership of scientists and engineers, Germany developed some of the most advanced military technologies the world had ever seen. One of the most famous examples was the V-2 rocket, the world's first long-range guided ballistic missile. These rockets were capable of traveling faster than the speed of sound and hitting targets hundreds of miles away. The V-2 rocket was developed by a team of scientists led by Wernher von Braun, a brilliant engineer who had dreamed of space travel since childhood. However, during the war, von Braun and his team were forced to work for the Nazi military. Their rockets were used to attack cities such as London and Antwerp, causing destruction and killing thousands of civilians. Although the technology was revolutionary, it was built under dark circumstances. Many rockets were produced using forced labor in underground factories where prisoners from concentration camps were forced to work under brutal conditions. When the war ended in 1945, the Allies discovered the incredible technological advances Germany had achieved. Both the United States and the Soviet Union realized that whoever captured these scientists would gain a huge advantage. The beginning of Operation Paperclip immediately after the collapse of Nazi Germany, American military intelligence began searching for German scientists. Their goal was simple: prevent the Soviet Union from capturing them first. This secret mission eventually became Operation Paperclip, named after the paperclips used to attach new identity documents to the scientists' files. Many of these scientists had questionable pasts. Some had been members of the Nazi Party, while others had worked closely with the German military. Officially, American policy prohibited recruiting former Nazis. However, U.S. intelligence officers quietly bypassed these restrictions. They altered records, removed references to Nazi involvement, and approved scientists for relocation to the United States. By doing this, the U.S. government effectively gave these individuals a new start in America. Bringing German scientists to America between 1945 and the early 1950s, more than 1,600 German scientists, engineers, and technicians were secretly brought to the United States. They were first taken to military bases where they were questioned and evaluated. Many were eventually moved to research facilities and laboratories across the country. Some of the most important work happened at NASA's early rocket development centers and U.S. Army research bases. The scientists were given comfortable homes, salaries, and opportunities to continue their research. For many Americans, this was shocking. Former scientists from Nazi Germany were now working for the United States government. But American leaders believed the benefits outweighed the risks. Wernher von Braun and the American space program. The most famous scientist recruited during Operation Paperclip was Wernher von Braun. Before the end of the war, von Braun had surrendered to American forces because he believed the United States would provide the best opportunity for his dream of space exploration. After arriving in America, he began working with the U.S. Army on missile development. His team helped design the Redstone rocket, which later became one of the foundations of the American space program. When the United States established NASA in 1958, von Braun became one of the leading figures in the new space agency. He played a crucial role in designing the Saturn V rocket, the massive launch vehicle that eventually sent astronauts to the moon. The space race during the Cold War, the United States and the Soviet Union entered an intense competition known as the space race. Both countries wanted to prove their technological superiority by achieving major milestones in space exploration. In 1957, the Soviet Union shocked the world by launching Sputnik, the first artificial satellite. The United States realized it needed to accelerate its space program. Scientists recruited through Operation Paperclip suddenly became even more important. Their expertise in rocket engineering allowed America to catch up and eventually surpass Soviet achievements. This effort ultimately led to one of the greatest moments in human history: the moon landing on July 20, 1969. The world watched as American astronauts landed on the moon during the Apollo 11 moon landing. Astronaut Neil Armstrong became the first human to walk on the lunar surface. Behind this incredible achievement was the powerful Saturn V rocket designed by the team led by Wernher von Braun. Without the expertise brought to the United States through Operation Paperclip, many historians believe the moon landing might have taken much longer to achieve. In this way, the secret program played a major role in shaping the future of space exploration. The ethical controversy, despite its technological success, Operation Paperclip remains deeply controversial. Many of the scientists involved had worked for the Nazi regime. Some had knowledge of forced labor or other wartime abuses connected to their projects. Critics argue that the United States compromised its moral values by protecting and employing individuals connected to such a brutal government. Supporters, however, argue that the Cold War created an urgent situation. If the United States had refused to recruit these scientists, the Soviet Union would have taken them instead. From this perspective, Operation Paperclip was seen as a strategic necessity. The debate over this decision continues even today. The long-term impact Operation Paperclip had a lasting influence on science and technology in the United States. The German scientists contributed to advances in rocket engineering, aerospace technology, ballistic missile development, space exploration. Their work helped shape the modern American aerospace industry and laid the groundwork for future missions to space. The program also demonstrated how scientific knowledge could shift the balance of power between nations. In the context of the Cold War, technological superiority became just as important as military strength. Conclusion: Operation Paperclip remains one of the most fascinating and controversial episodes in modern history. It revealed the complex choices governments sometimes make in times of global conflict. By secretly bringing German scientists to the United States, American leaders gained access to knowledge that helped transform the nation into a global leader in space exploration. At the same time, the program raised serious ethical questions about justice, responsibility, and the consequences of war. Today, historians continue to study Operation Paperclip as an example of how science, politics, and morality can become deeply intertwined. The rockets that carried humans to the moon were built on knowledge gained during one of history's darkest periods, a reminder that progress and controversy often travel together.